Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be doing another movie review, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 1985's Heaven Help Us, or over here in the UK it's known by a different title. I think it's called Catholic Boys, but this is a movie directed by Michael Dinner, like I said, from 1985. And yeah, like I said, this movie, I'm just going to be talking about what I get from watching this film. But yeah, this for me is a movie that doesn't really get talked about nowadays, if that, if any, unfortunately, because this movie for me is such a diamond in the rough. It is one of the best movies from the 80s, and I just adore this movie. I have such a fantastic time with it. So delving into it, for me, the premise is very simple. It follows five sort of Catholic boys who are at this school, St. Basil, in Brooklyn, and they're growing up. They've got fantastic chemistry together, and it's a very much a coming of age story. Andrew McCarthy plays one of the boys, and we follow him, who's been brought into this school. He's pretty much the new character, and we're following the storyline along with him in this movie. And he has some enemies, he makes some friends, and it's just all about bonding and growing up. And I must say, there's a teacher in this movie who's just absolutely despicable. He's one of these characters that we absolutely love to hate, and as the movie goes on, we see why. And it's just, it's like I said, it's a fantastic film. The third act of this movie, it can be difficult to watch. It's absolutely brutal with the way that these kids get treated, but the ending, without giving anything away, to me, it was very, very satisfying. The cast of this film is exceptional, particularly for the time period this came out, mid 80s. Donald Sutherland, John Hurd. You've also got the young cast in there as well. Kevin Dillon, Andrew McCarthy, Stephen Jeffries, and a very, very young and pretty much unrecognizable Patrick Dempsey as well. It's just a fantastic coming of age story. It's just told so brilliantly. It's got a wonderful soundtrack. It has this amazing Brooklyn 50s look to the movie. It truly is phenomenal, and unfortunately, it's one of these very underrated movies that doesn't get the praise, the attention, the love it deserves. It's a wonderful time when you sit down and watch it. It captures the time period so brilliantly, and yeah, it's just a wonderful 50s movie. It's one of these movies from the 80s that the 80s is very much tipping its hat to the decade of the 50s. It's all there. It's got all its fingerprints over it. It's just got fantastic characters. Some you love, some you love to hate. It's just an all-round, really, really well done movie. And it seems to be nowadays, I think movies like this could get lost to time. I know that this movie's probably anywhere near that, but like I said, it's the title of this movie is not on everyone's lips like a lot of other movies are, and this one, I just absolutely had a ball with it from start to finish. That was on rewatch though. For me, it wasn't love at first sight. I didn't really like the first two acts of this film. I loved the third act growing up, but on rewatch, I've really, really gelled with the rest of this movie. Um, yeah, it's just utterly superb. I can't recommend this one enough. Um, yeah, it's just got some great sequences in it. The opening sequence is just absolutely hysterical. And you'll yeah, I just recommend, if you can find a copy of this film or get your hands on one, I fully recommend checking it out. The edition that I have is kind of, well, it's a DVD, but it's imported from the US. I actually first saw this broadcast on television when I was a lot younger, and I loved what I was seeing in that third act, and I wanted to get my hands on it. Managed to get a DVD copy of it, and yeah, I've watched this movie, yeah, fairly frequently. It's just one of these coming of age stories, like I said, superbly done. And I don't really want to talk too much about the plot, because find a copy of this film, watch it, and just let it play out and just sink yourself into it. It's one of these films that you could just watch probably like on a cozy night in, and yeah, you should have a brilliant time with it, or I hope you do. But yeah, the cast of characters in it really, really do sell the movie. The acting in this is phenomenal. You've got some powerhouse, veteran actors in this movie, and you've got this young cast as well who do hold their own against them. And it's just a brilliant, brilliant film. Yeah, absolutely love this one. So if you've not seen Heaven Help Us, I fully, fully recommend checking this one out. So yeah, it's just an all round great film. Very, very underrated. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the movie Heaven Help Us, guys. I'm going to leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.